So today let's begin with something called rebase. Rebase is an advanced concept in Git. Yesterday I've given an overview, but we lost the connectivity and all, so I'm going from the beginning again about rebase. Right, let us understand the scenario before we do some hands-on here. To understand this, let's take up a simple scenario. Let's say there is a master branch and there were some bunch of commits, right? And from master, a branch called B2 was made, right? And here, like whenever you made a branch from master, right, you get all the commits. So obviously it also had got A and B. Right, we created a branch from master, like master is initially having two commits, and we made a branch from master, which is also having the two commits. Right, then from here on, parallel development is happening. Development is happening in both the branches. Like in master branch, they made some commit C, and then on the B2 branch, a commit called D was made, and this is how development is happening parallelly. And then after a couple of days, I just want to integrate some changes from master to B2. Like what is that called as integrating changes from one branch to another branch?
Merge.
Merge, right? It's a simple merge. So if I merge, yes, actually this new commit C or the changes in this commit C, everything should come into this destination branch. In that case, the commit history would be A, B, commit history of D, B2 will be affected, right? So it would be A, B, D, and something like C if no commit, no conflicts, isn't it? Means a new commit ID will be added as a topmost commit. If there were no conflicts, same commit ID from master. If there were conflicts, also commit ID would be added, but this ID would be changed. In case of conflicts, whenever you merge, this is what happens. You can also observe this, do the hands-on and notice what is happening when you make a merge, right? Whenever you make a merge, a new commit ID will be added into the destination branch. A topmost commit ID will be added. A commit ID will be added as the latest commit ID, let's say in simple, right? Whether if there is a conflict or no conflict, a new commit ID will be added as such, right? So this is one thing, when you merge, this is what happens. But like if you see, yeah, it was adding a new commit ID just because we are integrating the changes. Ideally, when should be a commit? Whenever you make some change in the branch, a commit should be there. But this is happening here. So what we can do, if you want to have a clean linear log history, instead of parallel development, you just want to see linear development. And if you want to have your log clean and simple, means C should be here, right? It shows linear development, like initial commits are from parent branch and then from the child branch. So means it rewrites the log history. It shows you the linear development, right? Clean log history. It avoids unnecessary commits just because you're merging, right? Also, linear development, clean log history. It rewrites the log history, right? This is called, if you want this kind of log history, you can do rebase. This is what is rebase. This is also functionality by same. It was integrating changes from one branch to another, but it rewrites the log history to see linear development with a clean commit history. This is what is rebase. And also it shows as though branch is created from this point, isn't it? If branch is created from here, this is how the log history would be, right? So that's what is a rebase. A rebase is also a kind of merge. It's a kind of merge. It's integrating changes from one branch into another. Got it, everyone? Is that making sense? Any questions now here? Rebase is again a far advanced concept. Freshers are warned with this. You should rebase only the local branches. That's a thumb rule or golden rule when you do rebase. Don't rebase the branches which you have shared, which you have pushed to remote. This kind of rebase will do very less frequently. There is another type of rebase like pull with rebase. That is more frequent, but the concept is similar to the as well, pull with rebase. We'll see that also, but this is the actual concept of rebase. Again, when you are doing rebase also, there might be conflicts and all. We don't need to go to that extent. There are again types of rebase. Like I said, we don't need to go to that extent. Got this concept, everyone? Understood the difference between merge and rebase?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's go for the hands-on. Um, there were some questions in the chat. Okay, confirmations. All right. So let's proceed with the hands-on. This is my master branch. Let me check like what happened to this. It was all good. Let me check the log of it. 3 comments. I just want to have the simple log. Like as for the diagrammatic representation we discussed, I just want to refer this as commit A. Okay, this one as commit B. So let me just get rid of this one. I want this to be the topmost commit ID. Like I just want these 2 comments. How to achieve it? What should I do?
Git reset and that ID.
Yeah, git reset hard as I want to discard this topmost commit and I want this to be the head pointer. Done. Just want to go with a simple log, that's all. It's not that you should do reset before you do rebase, okay? Just to make the log simple. So, yes, now I have commit A, commit B, okay, in the master branch. Now I would like to create a branch from master. Can you help me with that, how to create a branch? We have already done all of these things.
Git
So,
branch name
git branch,
and name of the
name of the branch, and then the parent branch. Of course, if you are already on parent branch, I'm already on parent branch, this is optional. In case you want, you can give that. So branch is created B2. But still before checking into or before checking out to B2, I would like to create here another file. Okay. Let me create here another file, file 3. Okay. File on master. I'm making a commit, like parallel development is happening. I'm making some changes on master and then git commit -a -m on master. Okay. So this should be done. And yeah. This is commit C, right? This can be considered as commits. Now let's go to B2. How to switch the branch? How to go to B2?
checkout.
Git checkout B2. Let's go to B2 branch.
But here in the second commit, there is a B2. So that means the head is pointing to B2.
No, just it was showing that change was merged from B2. That was on master only. Maybe that was merged from B2. Okay. So now we got to B2. Here, check the log, right? So log of B2. Oh, sorry, log of master I have given here. See, okay, this is log of B2, right? See, okay, this one you are talking about. See,
Yes.
this one is the log of master branch. Here it indicates a B2 branch was made at this point. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is the log of B2 actual B2 branch log. Let me just show you. I'm on B2 branch. This will give me log of B2. If you want to see log of any other branch, give the branch name. So this is the log of master. Okay. So fine. Now here on B2, let me make some changes on B2 as well. File on B2. So I'm adding Git commit -a -m on B2. Okay, done. Let's see the log of B2. Okay, this is the log of B2. I'm just putting them into a notepad so that we can analyze this better. Right? So this is the log of B2, right? Let's get the log of master also. Because see, rebase is about just merging, but your log history should be rewritten. So to analyze this better, I'm writing it. This is the log of master. Anyway, master branch will not be affected. Okay, this is the log of master branch. And this is the log of B2. This is the log of B2. Okay, so this is the log of B2 before rebase. After rebase, let's see. Now let us rebase. Get rebase master. Okay, successfully rebased. Now check the log of B2. Right, this is the log of B2 after rebase. See here. This is the initially the commit A, right? And this is commit B. Correct? This is commit A and yeah, this is commit A. Okay, and this is commit B. Correct? Then I made a branch. Yes, I have got this commit A here, commit B here. Right, this is commit C we made after creating the branch B2, so we don't have it here. Then parallel development is happening. This is commit A. Then I rebased. Then what happened? This is commit A. This commit B. Okay, this is commit C, right? Commit C came in between B and D. This is commit D. ID may change, but there's the same commit ID with the same message. Can you see that? Analyze the things properly. Can you all see this font size properly? Yeah. If not, let me know. See, commit A, commit B of B2 branch were same. C came in between here, between B and D. This is the commit D. Right, this one. This is the same as this one, including this commit message on B2. This is the one. C commit D720 came in here between B and D. This is the log history of B2 after rebase. So if you see these first three A, B, C are from master. Linear development means first parent commits will be arranged as per the timestamp, then child commits again as per the timestamp. Got this clear, everyone? Understood? Any questions?
But only thing over here is the commit ID got changed for the D1, right?
D,
It's the same,
yes.
but ID changed.
Yeah. See here, the whole point is linear history. Linear development means initially we'll see all the parent commits first, then the child commits. That's the point here. ID may change, but the history is shows you linear development. All the parent commits as per the timestamp. Means first commit A was made, then commit B, then commit C. They were all as per the timestamp. Then child commits as per the timestamp. Understood, everyone? Any questions or confusions here?
One question, Priti. Like, suppose if I if I have a child branch, development branch, I work on that branch and merge my changes to master. And again, I work on the same development branch again.
Mm.
Then again, I merge the same development branch to master. In that case, is there any change in the behavior of this rebase?
You are merging or you are rebasing?
No, I'm merging. I'm working on the same development branch again and again. But time-wise, like today, I have merged my development branch to master. Again, I will merge the same changes from. So I'll take the latest changes from master and again merge to development, and I work on that one. And again, my development merge my development to master. Like I'm working on the same child branch.
Mm.
I keep on merging and getting the latest from master and merging to development.
You will not get any problem. You can do that. You may get conflicts, depends on if anyone else have pushed their changes to that master. You may get conflicts with your changes. You have to resolve and merge it back. That's all.
No, then
And if you
also first the master changes will be sorted, then child.
if you rebase, if you
Oh,
rebase, see the destination, it is important about the destination. Right here, I am merging from master to B2.
mhm.
So the log history of B2 was rewritten. If you do it in the reverse way, like here it is, I am merging from master to this, right? So from first initially master and the child. Even though you do the reverse, it would be the same way. First parent, then the child. But the source and destination would be different.
Oh,
So this is about rebase. Do the hands-on. You may be having more questions when you do the hands-on. You can post that in the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group is already created with all the students. So if anyone missing, let me know. And please do the hands-on and post the screenshots with your queries. Okay. So this is about rebase. Now that we have learned many things about this rebase, right? Not only rebase, we have done lot many things on the local repository by now, isn't it? Give me 1 second. Let me get the architectural diagram of Git. So at this point, let us revisit the architectural diagram we have learned. Yeah. Uh, yeah. See here, we were still in the local repositories, right? We did not go to remote yet. So till now, whatever we have done, we're all on the remote. Let me get a quick recap of the things we have done. Yeah, things we have learned. Initially, we started understanding the Git architecture, right? This is a quick recap. Follow up here, please, if anyone missed in between, or else it would be a kind of quick recap. So we have discussed about the Git architecture. We got a good understanding on working directory, staging area, and local repository, right? Then we have learned about Git add, Git status, Git log. These are all the commands we have learned. Git commit, of course, git config initially when you are doing for the first time, config the username. I mean, you register with some username, git config global user.name, right? And then git config global user.email, right? You can configure and then commit this. This is what we have seen initially, the basic git commands, right? Then we have discussed about git diff with a scenario. And there we have discussed, right? There is a probability or chance that same file could be there in the both staging area and working directory, right? Following everyone, do you remember and recollect this scenario? Right, whenever you do status, same file can be shown under both the staging area, means both as staged and unstaged. What could be the scenario? Like when it may happen? Anyone can answer, can recollect and answer this?
yeah, when I have modified a file and staged the file, and again I made the changes which are not staged, then if I do the GIT, then it will show both the state and unstaged files.
Exactly. Yes. right? That's what we have discussed. Like sometimes we may make some changes, stage them. Later on, we may make again some changes. It may not be staged. Git diff stage and git diff file name will show you the changes here, right? And also unstaged and untracked changes can be seen. Like we have understood or analyzed the difference between what is unstaged and what is untracked, right? Then we have discussed about git rm command, like removing it both from working directory and local repository. Then we have discussed about git rm cache, like which will delete the file only from working directory, sorry, only from local repository, but not from working directory, correct? Then we discussed about git ignore, which is very important. The practical scenarios for this also we discussed. We are going to implement this git throughout. Okay, like throughout our course for all the manifest files and the config files we are going to create, we are going to implement it. So git ignore, right? Git diff and then rm and then git ignore, and then we have discussed about git revert, right? What is about ignore? Ignore will help you exclude certain files from tracking. I don't want to track certain files. I don't want to version control certain files, but still want to keep the file. Maybe because that file might be a document, a project document, or else a notes I have taken, right? I don't want to remove that file. So git ignore can help you that. And in real practice, there might be some files which need not be version controlled. For example, state files in Terraform, secrets in Ansible, right? All they may have some sensitive data which you don't need to push to a repository and also that's where you can do git ignore, right? You can create a git ignore file, put all the file names, whichever you don't want to version control. And then comes git revert. Git revert is to undo any changes. Let's suppose I want to undo. I want to undo the changes happened in some commit. Git revert some commit ID, right? So it can undo. Whenever you do revert, another commit ID will be generated. Commit ID is generated means you can revert that again. So git revert is the safest method to undo the changes. It is always recoverable. Like you can even you can again revert it. So it's always safe and best practice, right, to undo the changes. And then we have discussed about git reset to discard successive commit IDs, like a bunch of commits, stop successive, latest successive commits. If you want to undo, if you want to discard, not only discarding the changes, it will wipe them from the log history, which is through reset, right? So this is what we have learned. And then, yeah, git reset. Then, yeah, we have learned about different types of resets, particularly like hard reset we have seen. I have asked you to execute soft and mixed. I have explained them what it does and all, and I have asked you to do some hands-on as an assignment, right? And then after reset, what is next? Revert, reset, branches. I'm going in the order. So we have discussed about git branch, right? We have discussed about the concept of branch, why you have a branch, right? What is a branch? Why do you need a branch? Importance of branching we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the merge concept, integrating changes from one branch to another. Merge with conflict. We have discussed without conflict. We have discussed how to resolve the conflicts. We have discussed reason for conflicts we have discussed. This is very important to know what's happening at the back end. Right? And then, yeah, we have discussed about rebase. Right? These are, of course, we have discussed about stash also yesterday before this. One more thing, stash, right? We have discussed about stashing, and stashing only specific file, right? Again, dropping, clearing the stash, all of that we have seen. And then we have discussed about rebase. So these are all the concepts we have discussed in the local repository. All of that were done in the local repository. Right? There's a quick recap of what we have done. We have seen so many scenarios. We have related it to how it works in reality wherever there is a possibility. And as we go by, see, we are learning Git with respect to version control. As of now, we were learning it how to version control our files, or how to back up, how to secure our files, which whatever those files may be, config files or whatever it is. Then we have to learn Git with respect to the pipelines and all. We'll see that as well. Okay, these are the things we have discussed till now, and so many commands in this process. All the hands-on commands were there in the Google Drive. This is more than enough, okay, to master Git. So do thorough practice, thorough hands-on. Okay, once you do the hands-on, you have scenario-based questions in our website. Have you all got access to our website? Have you all created your account to log in, like your LMS?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you have the scenario-based questions. Once you are completing the tool, like once you are done with the tool, then take up scenario-based questions. Until then, do the hands-on practice. You have to practice them before you implement them, isn't it? So that you understand the scenarios. So first practice the commands thoroughly. All these commands should be on the fingertips. You might be asking, let's say, I'm not interested in managing these files. I just want to put it in CI/CD pipeline. You can also do that. Ignore all of this. Go to CI/CD pipeline. Just learn pull push. But to gain expertise on the subject, this is all required. We have spent, this is our fifth day, I think, right? Fifth or fourth day of the class. I think, yeah, fourth day, right? So we have spent all these days on mastering this. It's not just simply because we have some topic we need to go it. No, we will be implementing them on all the files we have in the repositories. Let's say we are having Terraform config files. How do you manage it, right? In a team of DevOps, let's say 5 DevOps people are there. I'll make some Terraform config changes. He will make some changes. He will push. I will push the changes. There'll be conflicts. We need to discuss with the team members, resolve it. All these scenarios comes in. Otherwise, how do you store your files? Right? So this is very important. Learn this thoroughly. Okay. Git is very simple. You need to learn with clarity and practice. Only thing is practice. So practice it thoroughly. Okay. So yeah. Now that we have done all of these on local repositories, we have done more than enough. Now it's a time we can step into remote. So let's proceed. Before we go there, if anyone have any questions, you can ask me. So yeah, this is the architectural diagram, right? We were on local. Now let's push to remote. I'm taking a use case, assuming that it's a new project. There's nothing on remote. So I joined as a DevOps person. I have made some Terraform config files. Now I want to push to remote. So how to do that? Let's see. What is your remote, right? So your remote repository is nothing but GitHub. Okay, go to github.com. Create a free account like any Gmail or Facebook account. Everyone know how to create a free account on any networking website and all. Similar, same is the case. Just create a free account by going to github.com. Sign up. Okay, it will give you some, like you have to create some username. This is my username. You'll get some username and password. Initially, it will be a blank one for you. Go and create a new. See, this is going to be my remote repository. Okay, let's suppose, okay, my local repository is ready. Now it's a time to push to remote and share it with others, isn't it? So how do you push to remote? Or else, where do you push to remote? To push to remote, you need an address, you need a location, right? So that's what I'm doing here. Repository name is repo1. Okay. So I'm creating a repository called repo1, a public repository. Companies will have private repositories. Private repositories means you should have access to connect, to push or pull the changes from there. Okay. So create a repository. So here you will see it will provide your URL. This is the address. Fine. Come back to the local. Now let's say, okay, my local repository is done. I'm done. I'm ready with my Kubernetes manifest files. Now I want to push those changes to remote and share it with my team. So how do you do that? First, this local repository should be connected to the remote. Correct? See, at any point of time, if you are not following, you can feel free to unmute and speak out or else message me. Right? Okay, so how do you connect? This is the command to connect. Git remote add origin and the URL. You have copied the URL from here, right? This is the one. But what is this origin? Origin is a keyword or else an alias name you put to the remote. Means origin means this URL. Next time onwards, I'll not refer this URL to push or to pull the changes. I'll just say push to origin, pull from origin. That's all. Right? Origin is like a keyword or an alias name to push the changes. Right? So yeah, you may give any name to the origin. You may ask me, can't I give anything else? Only origin should be the name. You can give anything, but origin is the best or the standard practice, right? In much more simple terms, let me tell you, it's like a variable. Again, if you ask me what is a variable, variable is like a holder, a container. See, in mathematics, you used to put x equal to some 7, right? X is a variable, a holder which will hold this value 7. Same is the case. Origin is like a variable or an entity which will hold this URL, right? First configure this origin. Means we are establishing or connecting this local with the remote. And now I connected it. You can see git remote minus v. V means verbose. It will give you yes. See, it was connected to this. You can fetch or push the changes to this. Now what I'll do, git push origin. Right now, what does it do? Git push origin means it will push the changes to this origin. See, this is a public repository. Anyone can download or pull the changes. But to push, you need to have the credentials. It will prompt for the credentials. It's not asking me the credentials because already my credentials were configured on the Windows. But for the first time when when you run this command, it will it will ask for the credentials. It will ask for the credentials to push and also which branch you can mention here. I want to push master, git push origin master. It is not asking for the credentials because like I said already those credentials were configured for me. But for you, if you are doing for the first time, it will ask for the credentials. Which credentials will you put? You should not put these credentials of GitHub. Listen here carefully, please, because this is the mistake everyone does. Whenever it asks for credentials, you will put this username and password. You should not put those credentials. Rather, what you should do is to provide those credentials, go to the settings. Here again under settings, you will see developer settings. Okay, here you will see personal access tokens. That's how GitHub is authenticating now. You should create a personal access token. Okay, I have already the access token created. I have configured them. That's why it was not asking for me. What you have to do is generate a token. Okay, classic or beta, whatever it is, it will prompt for the credentials here to log in. Okay, so now give some token name, like let's say some new token or DevOps token, give some name. Expiration, 30 days means it will work only for 30 days. I would suggest no, or else it depends, you can put something. And to which it has to work, it has to work with all repositories. You can select the scope which it has to have permissions on. You can choose all repos will do, generate the token. See, this is the token. This is one-time token. Okay, one-time task. It will not show you this token again. Only once it will show you. Okay, so you have to save it somewhere. I'm deleting this because I already have some other token. Okay, I'm using this. So whenever it prompts for those credentials, you should put any username is fine. You may put your GitHub username or anything or token name, but the personal access token should be the password. Got this point, everyone? Because I have done this once, it's not prompting for me. It will prompt for you. Let's suppose you want to change those. Okay, in Windows, they'll be stored here. Search for web credentials. Credential manager. Go to Credential Manager on your Windows. Okay, go to Windows Credentials. So they were here. Okay, see, this is the one. Preeti D, username of my GitHub. You can give any username, but the password should be that access token, personal access token, which you'll download for the first. If you want, you can edit or remove. You can modify that. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you should.
So when you say git push origin master, so origin master means the branch which is on the remote.
Whichever branch you want to push from local.
But right now we are in B2 branch, but we are pushing
Fine.
master.
You can be on any branch, push any other branch. I'm on B2, but I'm pushing master branch. I have 3 branches, right? So I'm pushing master branch to remote.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many branches will be there in remote?
Initially blank, right? We have seen initially it was blank. We created repository, it was blank. Now I pushed master, so master branch should be there. Go to the repositories. Repo 1 updated 4 minutes ago. Just now I made a push. So master, whichever you push, otherwise it was empty repository. Master branch with all the files, all the commits from master. Now this can be shared by others. Others can see those changes. Now this is the remote repository, right? Similarly, if you want to push other branches, git push origin B1. Only for the first time it will prompt for credentials. So once you provided, you can just push them. Now, if you refresh earlier, only 1 branch, but now 2 branches, you can see here and select it. And yes, all the files from B1, all the commits from B1. Making sense, all of you? So this is your remote repository, GitHub or Bitbucket. So I have got 2 branches. See, yesterday, if you remember, when we are talking about branching, we discussed like branch can be permanent or temporary. Like you may delete the branch later on, right? But we did not see deleting the branch. Shall we delete the branch now? Good to go?
Yes.
Let us see deleting the branch. Okay, so git branch -d, I'm trying to delete B1 branch. See, it is saying git branch B1 is not fully merged. What does it mean? Yeah, what happens if we delete the branch which is not merged? What happens? Can I do this? Can I delete the branch or not? What happens if I delete?
Changes will be one.
See, if we delete this branch which is not merged, we may lose those changes, right? That's what it's giving you warning, but you still want to delete it. Use capital D, right? I still want to delete. So deleted this branch. Now if you see branch list, only 2 branches, B2, you are on B2 and master, no B1. Yeah. So I have deleted the branch locally. This is how you can delete. Yeah, you can merge and delete if you want those changes. Right, but I have deleted as I don't want. So is it deleted from here as well? See, it is still there. Because you deleted from local, not from remote. Okay, how do you delete from remote? See, branch list is here. If you want, you can delete from here. See, master branch is the default branch, main branch. You can't delete it. Do you see that? But B1, yes, you can delete from here. Or else, if you want to apply from local also, you can. Let me show you. How do you delete from here? Git push origin delete B1. That's a command to delete from local. It will push the delete from local. So let's see. Earlier 2 branches, refresh this. See, only 1 branch, B1 is gone. Do you see that? So that's how you can delete them from remote. Got it, all of you? So that's a simple push and pull. Of course, during this push and pull, we'll see conflicts, many other things we'll see. But let me reiterate the things. Here we have discussed about a scenario in the beginning. I'm talking about that. See, we have created this local repository. This is my local repository, Git demo. How did we create it? This one we have created it manually. Like, how did we create by Git init? We did Git init, created this local repository manually, correct? An empty repository. Then made the changes here. Then we were pushing to remote, right? We'll see pull also. Okay, this is what we did. There could be another use case. Do you remember in the day 1 of our Git we discussed? One is assume that's a new project, there's nothing on remote, so created local empty repository, developed it, pushed it. Another scenario could be there might be already a repository on remote. Already a repository is there on remote for your project. You joined the project today. So you want to copy from remote and create a local, right? Shall we see this scenario, second use case? Good to go. Making sense, everyone? So to execute this, let us take up a existing repository here. Okay, you may take some existing repositories and work on it. I don't want to mess up the existing ones. I'm creating a new one. Okay, I'm creating a new one with some dummy files. Let's say repo2. I'm adding a default README file. Okay, assume that there were some 100 files, 100 commits, whatever it is, 1 file or 100, whatever. It's having a default README. Okay, it was given as main or master. Anything is fine. Anything is same. When you create directly, it will be like main. So yeah, there is a report. This is an existing report. Assume it has got some 10 commits or whatever it is. Number of files, number of commits, we are not bothered. Assume yes, this is the one. Now I join this team or this project as a new member. Now I want to copy it and create a local, right? So this is already, I'm already in local repository. Come out of this local repository. CD ... will take you one step back. Now I'm on my desktop. So here I would like to create a copy of this and create another local repository. How do you do that? Go here and here you will see that repository link. And do git clone that URL. What is meant by clone? What is the dictionary meaning of clone?
Copy.
Copying, right? So it will copy everything from this repo too. And it will create a local repository like you created Git demo few days back. It will create a local repository. That's another way to create a local. Let us see. See, it's cloning into repo2, means it's creating a directory called repo2 on the desktop. You can go there, see here, like earlier we have seen Git demo, same way, it's again a local repository. ls will show the files. ls minus a means it will show the hidden files .git, or else if you want to see from the Windows Explorer, like a Windows guy, you can also see on the desktop. It will create a directory. See, this is the one which created just now, 8:18 AM. And if you go here, see .git, you will see readme file, you will see, suppose there were 10 files, you would have seen all of that. Means another local repository is created. Got it, all of you? See, this is the local repository which I created few days back with Git in it. Assuming there's nothing on remote, we created, we developed. This is a copy of remote. Whatever it is, it's again a Git local repository. Got the point, everyone? In whichever folder you see .git means it's a local repository. Clear with this concept, right? This is tied up with another remote repository. This is tied up with the repository which you have copied from. Yeah. All right. So now again, it's a normal repository like before. You can make any changes, push the changes and so on. And also whenever you do clone, automatically origin is set. You don't need to set the origin here when you clone. Like earlier we did git remote add origin because we did git init, we created it locally, we connected that way. Here origin is already set. You don't need to set it again. Right? Okay, fine. Now let's go to remote from here also, from the Explorer also. Open the folder, which is repo 2. Right, which is having a default readme. Let's take the terminal. And I would prefer git bash terminal. All right, so now you can create some files, push to remote and all. Let's see, let me create some file here. File 1, txt, a text file on local repository. See the same old story. What should we do? Again, it's a local repository, so it was untracked. Now add it. Git add, git commit -a, file added. Sorry, -m, right? Message. Okay, done. So all my changes were done. I'm ready. I want to push the changes. How to do the push? Origin is already set here. So git push origin, the main branch. Okay, now let's visit this page on the remote. Can you see that? File 1 got added. Readme file, and this is the file 1 with the change you have pushed. Clear, everyone? Understood?
Yes.
So this is the remote repository which would be shared across multiple collaborators or multiple users. Abdul, all the class notes is shared every day. It is available in the Google Drive. All of you got the access to Google Drive where you have all these commands. You can go through that drive for the hands-on. Yes, it is shared. Okay. All right. So now this repository is shared across multiple people. Now let's say some other person have made some changes. Okay, I'm making a file from here, assuming someone else pushed. You can also push your files from here, but the best practice is like we make the files locally and push it. But from here or from the UI also you can create. So I'm creating it from UI, assuming that someone else have pushed those changes. Okay, so let's say there is some file called file2. As this would be accessed by multiple developers, let's say another developer push this, a second file. Okay, some content and commit. From here we can commit. We can put some commit message like second file. Okay, commit to the main branch. So is this file available in your local? Is it available?
No.
Definitely no. See, I have cloned it, let's say a few minutes back. Let's suppose I have cloned it on September 1st. Now today it's 7th. So many other collaborators, other DevOps team, I might have pushed the changes. Pull request we will learn. Okay, pull request, all of them will learn. Let's go one by one. So others might have pushed the changes, right? So how do you update your local repository with the changes from remote? Isn't it? How do you update? That's where comes something called git pull origin, the branch name. It will pull the updates. Let's see. See, now you got this file. Can you see that? Right? You got this file from remote. That's how pull command works. Pull will update the changes from remote to the local. Right? Let me show you one more thing here. I'm creating another file on remote. Okay, commit. Okay, so obviously this is not there. So to update the local, what you should do? What should we do to update the local?
Git pull.
Git pull. There is another command which sounds and looks similar to pull, which is git fetch. What is this? Fetch. Let's see. Git fetch origin. It will show you some verbose, some text like this. Right? There were some updates. This indicates there were some updates, but where is that file? Right? It is just telling you or giving you the verbose means there were some updates. But where is that file 3? Right? So these are the commands which looks and sounds similar. First, clone command. Pull and fetch. These three looks or sound similar, but there is a difference. This is important from the point of interview as well. Like if you apply for 2 or 3 or 4 years of experience, it might be an interview question, which helps, I distinguish differences between them. Clone. What is clone? When do you use clone?
If you want to make the copy of remote branch.
This will create a local repository, right? For the first time, if you want to create a local repository by copying from remote, you do the clone. As the name says, it's a copy from remote and create a local repository. This you will do only for the first time. Second time, if you do clone in the same folder, it will not allow you, right? So that's a clone only for the first time. Pull. Updating, because like I said, we might have cloned on September 1st. Then later on, many other collaborators might have pushed their changes. How do you update your local repository with the changes on remote, isn't it? Means in simple, in layman terms, how do you get the latest copy from remote, right? That's what is pull, updating from remote. You always do pull, not clone. Clone only once. Fetch is, it will show you there were some changes. Show changes from remote, but it will not merge the changes. See, pull is like merge, right? See, pull is nothing but internally the backend, it's working like merge. It's merging changes from remote to local, right? You will see conflicts as well. So it is like a merge. So you can consider pull is like fetch plus merge. It will show and it will merge the changes locally, right? Got the differences? So if you want to get the changes, what you should do? Fetch is just showing the changes, but when you do pull, yes, you got this file 3. Got the differences between these three? Any questions?
Yeah, Git fetch is just to check if there are any changes or something like
That's
that,
all.
or
That's all. It will not be in action. It will not do anything in action. It will just show you there were some changes. That's all. If you just want to know if there were changes or not, you may use fetch. But the one which functions, which works is, which we use is pull. But you need to know the differences from the perspective of interview about fetch
okay.
and pull.
Usually, I'll check if there are any changes using fetch, and if I need those changes, then I should do the pull again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
How can we know that there are changes in remote by using fetch command?
Get fetch origin. If you run this, it is showing you this verbose means there were some updates.
If it's not showing any verbose, that means there are no changes, right?
Yes, yeah. If there are any changes, fetch command will show you. So we have pushed the changes, we have pulled the changes. There would be scenarios which may give you conflicts as well. Like say, let's suppose I made some changes here and then on the remote. Like we got a conflict earlier in the previous days, we have done the merges, right? Like we have merged with conflict, without conflict. Same scenario may arise here as well. Let me show you. Here on this remote, I'm creating one more file, assuming someone else had created this. File 4. Okay, so this is the file 4. Now, like many other people are making changes here, I'm not bothered about it. I'm also creating this. Sorry, new file on, let's say, local repository. Okay, so here what we should do, git add file 4, git commit -m on local. Okay, so done. Now, if you see the status, clean. Yeah, it was saying clean. Now, let's suppose, okay, as I'm done with my changes, I want to push to remote. What is the command? Git push origin main. What happens now if I push? See? Why it was rejecting? It's not about the same file. Different file also, it will give you the same thing. See, rejected, failed to push the changes. Why it failed to push the changes? See, always a thumb rule is, whenever you are pushing changes, you should pull. Right? Like I said, right? Always you should have the latest copy. If you have cloned this repository a few days back, now if you have made changes, if you are pushing, all even though there's no conflict, let's say it's a different file, also it will give you the same. What it will give you, updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you don't have locally. Means remote is having some changes which you don't have. Always you should have the latest copy before you push your changes. That's a thumb rule one should remember. Always at any point of time before you push, you should make a pull. You should make sure you are having a latest copy. Even though you get the latest and make changes, by the time you finish your changes, someone else might have pushed the changes. Isn't it? Always you should have a pull before you push. So what you should do? That's what it was saying. This is usually caused by another repository pushing some changes. Some other repository might have pushed the changes, select some other local repository. So you should pull first. Of course, now we get a conflict. But you may not get conflict as well, but still you have to pull. It will ask you to pull. Now you got a conflict. The reason is same. Source is missing some comments which are there on destination. What is the source here? We are pushing from here to remote. What is the source?
Remote repo.
No, source is our local, right? From our source, we are pushing to remote, right? So remote is having already some commit there. So it was showing you, see, contents from both. This is a contents from local. This is a content from local. Again, the concept is same. Why you are getting a conflict? Your source is missing some commits which are there on destination. So you are getting a conflict. So how do you resolve it? Again, the same, except incoming or current or both. But here the difference is you discuss with the person with whom you got the conflict. How do you know? Log command will tell you with whom you got the conflict. Here you are seeing this because I did not use git config global user on local. So local, I am not registering the changes, but remote, see here, username. right? This is the like email ID. This is the username, right? Preeti D. If you see, this is the GitHub username. So in the log, it will show you that, right? So that's how you understand with whom you got the conflict. So discuss with that person. Those two persons should discuss, decide which one to keep. Because earlier those changes were my own changes, right? But here the changes were from some other person. So either it may be a developer project or DevOps project. The people who created the changes will discuss, decide, and go ahead. So again, let's suppose I just want the same, or else accept only incoming, whatever it is. Okay, but because we made a change, add and commit. Okay, done. Now push. It will allow the push. I'm keeping only this one. Okay, only incoming. So that might have been pushed. So if you see the file here, you will see only this. Am I making sense? Understood, everyone?
So whatever changes that I did on local, everything is gone now.
Sorry?
So the changes that I did on my local, so all the changes are gone now.
Because I chose that thing. I chose to accept incoming change. You got an option, right? Whether you want to accept both or accept only this one.
So
You
in
got
this
an
case,
option.
if we need both, then we need to select both option. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. I chose only incoming change. Incoming change means which is coming from remote. You edit the file basically like how you want. If you don't have options like yesterday I have shown you in a notepad, you don't have. You edit the file like how
Hold
you
on.
want, what changes you want to keep.
But in the real time, we are going to keep the both, right? Because both the changes are necessary.
It depends, right? It depends on the code. It depends on what they want. Maybe both might have written similar thing, but they realize this person, these changes are fine. When you keep this, they may not be there. It depends on that particular scenario. How do we like restrict only this should be there or this? If that is the case, only both options should have been there, right? What is the point of keeping us keep current changes, keep incoming changes, keep both? Why do we need those options then? If it is always both, there is no point of this resolving also, right? It can be default.
Yeah. But you are
It
getting
depends.
options,
Hmm.
keep
Huh?
both or keep only all that. So have you installed any plugins or it is coming by default?
This VS Code editor supports all those Git plugins. By default, some plugins will be there. If it is not working, you can install some plugins. Like Git merge plugin, if you can install. Extensions you have to install. Here are the extensions. Go here, search for some extensions, search for Git merge or something like that, and it will show you. See, so
Okay.
many plugins. You
Okay.
don't install too many, it will just make your VS Code editor hanging. We just need like a Git merge. If something is there related to it, you may install. This is for IntelliJ. Just try without installing. If you don't see them, try installing something related to Git merge, Git conflicts.
Okay.
Clear everyone how to resolve the conflicts on remote. The concept is same, only the difference, the concept, the commands, everything is same. Difference is you will get a conflict from some other person. They will decide, like you have to discuss with the person and resolve the conflicts. That is the only difference. All right. So that's about a pull. But when you do pull, again, there are types of pulls like pull with rebase during conflicts, without conflicts. What is this pull with rebase? We have to see. Forking we'll see. Also PRs we'll see. Pull requests. And yeah, those are the few things we have. And the branching strategy. These things we shall take up tomorrow. Do the hands-on till this part and take up the quiz for today. Just stay back for a few minutes. Have you all completed the quiz till the 5th session? 1, 2, 3, 4. Completed this, everyone? Yeah, higher is the chart, the quiz URL for today. By now, you might have completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quizzes on Git. Have you all completed whichever they are on the portal? If not, please also go through them. By the way, have you got the link?
Yes.
Do go through it and submit your answers. 3 out of 4. Complete it, Shalab. Whichever you haven't done, it was there on the quiz portal on the website. You might have got access to the website. Your portal, learning portal, you might have got access. There you have all these quiz. Complete them, okay? That will help you evaluate yourself, your understanding. You can check your understanding on the concepts. Any more questions? If you have done the hands-on, definitely you'll be having more questions. I don't think you all have completed the hands-on. Whoever have not, please go through it. Don't pile up the things. Don't keep the things on pending. Please do the hands-on on daily basis. How many of you have started hands-on? Can I just know? Raise your hands. Okay, 2, 3. Avinash, Rohit, Chandan, Sahiti, Shri, Pavan. 5 people. 6 people actually. How about others? Any issues with the hands-on? Were you stuck up with the installation? What are the challenges that's stopping you from the hands-on? Everyone, please do the hands-on, okay? That's a mandatory. Start your hands-on at least from now, whoever haven't, right? Do the hands-on, complete your quiz, complete your interview-based questions on the tool once we are completing the tool. By tomorrow, Git will be completed. So get prepared for it. Like you should be on par with the content we are doing. Do thorough hands-on practice, come up with more questions. Right?
Yeah, Preeti, one more question. I don't know, maybe you might have this plan to complete, but I have this name in one of our discussion that a trunk-based merging branch strategy.
That is the architecture. Like we have here local repository and all. In SVN, you have we call them as trunks. And the strategy would be called like a trunk based and all. Here we are calling a branching strategy. We'll have the master branch and all. That's for a other version control system. You call it as a trunk.
Okay, so what exactly we are doing? I mean, same concept if you want to apply in GitHub.
Not GitHub, it's a Git. Branching concept. We have the master branch, right? We were creating branches. So there were also branching strategies. These branching strategies we'll discuss tomorrow. There we'll call this main branch as trunk in SVN.
Okay, got it. So we will be seeing that, what is the best branching strategy